As we know on Yom Kippurim, if somebody's life is in danger, that individual is patur, is exempt from fasting on Yom Kippurim. However, he should refrain from eating normal meals. He needs to have small measures of food or drink as follows. He should have 30 grams or less of food every 10 minutes. That this way he should not be chayav karet, that he should not be punishable by karet. And when it comes to drinks, if there is a chole sheyesh bo sakana, that there is a person who has life-threatening sickness, then he is exempt from fast on Yom Kippurim. However, if he or she needs to drink, needs to be small measure of drinks, water, tea, whatever the drink is, should be 35 grams or less for every 10 minutes. If that is too much, then 1 or 2 minutes of a delay between each drink would make him patur, would exempt him from chayav karet. So he would be patur mekaret. Now, when it comes to Tisha B'Av, this is less problematic. Tisha B'Av, as we know that the fast of Tisha B'Av is not as chamur, is not as strict as Yom Kippurim. So therefore, if somebody has a fever on Yom Kippurim, let's say the fever is 38 centigrade, which is not very much, or the person has diarrhea, or he has cold, these minor issues would not exempt a person from fasting on Yom Kippurim. However, for Tisha B'Av is different. If somebody has fever, even it's 38 centigrade, and it's not such a big fever, or he has diarrhea, or he has kidney issues, right? Or he has heart issues, that individual is exempt from fasting on Tisha B'Av. Right? Even if it's a chole she'en bo sakana, that is not a life-threatening situation, as we explained, and Tisha B'Av is much lenient. And when it comes to somebody, Rahmanan Listan Lo Aleinu, who has cancer, who has the machala, then that individual is also exempt from fasting on Tisha B'Av. Even though that he looks healthy, he walks, he does everything as usual, but in order not to make him weak, right, our Chachamim exempt him from fasting on Tisha B'Av. Somebody also who is on bed, right, who is a chole on bed, there is no sakana for that individual, is also exempt from fasting on Tisha B'Av. And this limit of having food or drink would not apply for such a person on Tisha B'Av. The limit that we mentioned, it's only for Yom Kippurim. The individual who is not sick in such a way, then is definitely could be somech on this kula of the Chachamim by not fasting on Tisha B'Av. So if a person is 80 years old and he's or he's considered old, that individual is exempt from fasting on Tisha B'Av. Right? However, the same individual would not be exempt from fasting on Yom Kippurim unless doctors instruct him that it would be dangerous, it would be harmful for him to fast on Yom Kippurim. Then in such a situation, then that individual would be exempt from fast on Yom Kippurim. Now, if a person has diabetes, he has sugar issues, sugar problem. If the sugar level is 140, then that is okay. That individual could fast on Tisha B'Av. However, if the level of sugar is above 180, then that individual is exempt from fasting on Tisha B'Av. What about somebody who has blood pressure? If that individual has low blood pressure, then there is no exemption and he needs to fast. He's not exempt from fasting on Tisha B'Av. However, if the blood pressure is high, then he becomes patur, exempt from fasting on Tisha B'Av. So the question comes, what is the halacha for somebody who is not fasting on Tisha B'Av? And if Tisha B'Av falls on Sunday, Yom Rishon after Shabbat, does that individual need to make Havdalah? So the halacha is that individual needs to make Havdalah. And according to Sephardim, the Havdalah is made on Mosai Shabbat, preferably on wine. If wine is not available, on grape juice. Achenu Ashkenazim, they have a different custom. Their minhag is not to make Havdalah on Mosai Shabbat during the 9 days or before Tisha B'Av for such a situation of a chole on wine or grape juice. Instead, they use dark beer or white beer. So if a Sephardi is not able or doesn't have access to wine or grape juice, then in such a situation can be somech on having to say on Chamer Medina on beer, according to some poskim. Now, what is the halacha regarding to somebody who is exempt from fasting on Tisha B'Av? Would that individual say Nachem or Anenu in Tefillah? So the halacha is only a person who is fasting should say Anenu in the Tefillah. Anenu refers to the sufferings of fast that is related to that Tanit, to not eating and drinking. So if an individual is not fasting, then he would not say Anenu in the Tefillah. Now our minhag is that Anenu must be recited in Tefillat Arvit of Tisha B'Av, Shacharit of Tisha B'Av, and Mincha. This is the correct custom, that one should say Anenu in all these three tefillot. Now, Nachem, sick people who are not fasting, they would still be required, they are mechuyab, to say Nachem in Bonei Yerushalayim, even though that they are not fasting. So those who are not fasting on Tisha B'Av still say Nachem in the Bonei Yerushalayim, in that section. Now those who eat do not say Nachem in Birkat Hamazon. Right? Those who eat do not say Nachem. Now, if one would say Nachem, he can be Somech, and some who say Nachem would be allowed in Birkat Hamazon. However, it's better to be included in Harachman section of Birkat Hamazon. Now, children who are under the age of Bar Mitzvah or Bat Mitzvah, and obviously they are exempt from fasting on Tisha B'Av, are they required to have Havdalah? The halacha is yes. Right? They are required, and preferably, right, they need to, when they make Havdalah, they need to drink the grape juice, right? That this way they would be allowed to eat after the Havdalah. Be'ezrat Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu should bring us Mashiach Tzidkenu b'mehera b'yameinu, that we should not have to go through all these hard and difficult Tanit of sorrow, should change to happy occasions. B'mehera b'yameinu, besorot tovot. Amen.
Amen.